as a mountain leader, I'm going to try to de-influence some overrated hiking advice for you. One is that you shouldn't use apps to navigate. Now, this is probably a bone of contention, but I think these apps are brilliant. Things like AllTrails and OS Maps, I use them all the time. Most mountain leaders use them. They're pretty much most people's go-to. The nuance here is that they shouldn't be a replacement for understanding how to use a map and a compass and carrying one with you just in case. Overall, I support the apps, and we know they're not going anywhere anyway, but they shouldn't be a replacement for good old-fashioned navigation should you need it. But that can also be fun too. Secondly is that you should never hike alone. Hike alone, go have fun. If I'd never hiked alone, I probably would have never started hiking, and I definitely wouldn't have continued it because there was no one that I knew who hiked. It isn't for everyone. Not everyone loves being alone, but if you're taking the right precautions, like telling someone your route, knowing how to navigate, choosing your weather and your route correctly, etc., then there is absolutely no reason why you shouldn't go alone. In fact, some of my solo hikes have been my favorite ones, and also ones where I have been most social, which kind of doesn't make sense, but you end up just talking to people a hell of a lot more. Next up is that you must wear hiking boots. Technology and clothing and footwear has come a long way, and I personally never wear boots unless it's for winter mountaineering, just because I'm not used to them, and I find trail runners or approach shoes so much more comfortable. If you're a boot person and you're used to wearing boots, then absolutely go for it, but don't feel like you have to wear them just because most advice says that you should wear a good pair of boots. I think this one's a little bit of a misconception, but that hiking poles shouldn't really be used by younger people. I love my hiking poles, and I'm a convert. I did not use them for years, and I got some when I was going up into the Cullen, and they have been a game changer. I carry them with me. Doesn't mean I always use them, but they're nearly always used by someone in the group or me, and they just make the descents a little bit easier. A few times they've actually stopped me from falling because I am pretty clumsy, and all in all, they're just a handy piece of kit to carry because you never know what you might come across on the mountain. Next up, and you're gonna have to bear with me on this one because it sounds a little bit weird at the offset, and that is hiring a guide for safety. I am a mountain leader, so you would think this doesn't really make sense, but if you hire a mountain leader to take you out into the mountains or within a group, they should also be teaching you things. I don't believe you should just be blindly following them without a clue of what's going on. You should have a briefing at the beginning of the day. You should know what's going on. You should be learning throughout the day, and then taking something away at the end of the day, feeling like you've learned something. The role of a mountain leader is so much more than just getting you to the top and the bottom of a mountain safely. And finally, I feel like this one goes without saying nowadays, but you do not need to spend money on expensive hiking gear. Sure, invest in some items, but you can do that slowly and along the way. A good place to start is a good waterproof and on your feet with whatever you choose to wear, and then everything else you can just build up. A lot of the things I wear are still really reasonably priced. Usually my base layers are things like just sports tops from Primark, and they work perfectly well if they're synthetic. Same with leggings and with my shorts, whereas some of the things I have a little bit more technical gear, but I've also been doing this for ages and it's my job, so don't feel the pressure to spend a lot of money. You will still be perfectly safe and well kitted out regardless. Before I swelter anymore, I'm going to stop there, but I would love to know, what do you think?